I first opened n8n, I thought I was about to automate my entire business. My leads, my YouTube channel, my content, everything. Instead, I spent the first 30 days breaking everything. APIs failed, loops froze, Slack wouldn't stop pinging me. And here's the twist. Those failures taught me the most about automation than any tutorial ever could. By the end of that month, I'd built 6 real AI agents that now run my business. Each one started with disaster and ended with a breakthrough. Hi, I'm Kris, a consultant and solution architect by day. I build CRM applications that automate how businesses manage their customers, leads, and customer support. And outside of that, I use those same skills to create AI-powered workflows. So in this video, I'm going to show you 6 n8n workflows that I built in my first 30 days. When I first tried to build a lead scraper in n8n, I thought it was going to be easy. Just pull the data from Google Maps and send it straight into my Google Sheets. But it turned into a nightmare pretty fast. My first version ran too fast. The loops fired hundreds of API calls per second, and Google instantly flagged my request. Some runs would stop halfway with no errors, others would pull the same businesses 5 times because I didn't have proper deduplication. So I started rebuilding piece by piece. I added filters to clean up irrelevant links, I removed duplicates node to stop repeats, then I pinned sample data and tested one small batch at a time instead of hammering the whole thing. This version you're looking at right now was the turning point. It was the first workflow that didn't crash, didn't store, and actually ran end-to-end without me having to babysit it. That's when I realized the real skill isn't just connecting nodes, it's learning how to debug, slow down, and build for stability. I already had a list of raw leads, but names alone didn't help me sell. I needed the context, such as the company size, industry, and the best contact info. So I built this Apollo lead enricher. It reads my new leads from my Google Sheets, sends them to the Apollo API, and returns full company details. My first version sucked. Pagination broke, duplications appeared, and Sheets kept overwriting data. After a few rebuilds, I added a split out node to handle each lead separately, and a check to skip existing contacts, and a manual review path for missing data. Now every run appends clean and rich rows to my sheets automatically. No duplicates, no overrides, just reliable data. So the lesson learned, clean data beats clever AI. Get the structure right first and everything else will just work. By week 2, I wanted to build something smarter. Not just automate tasks, but make something that could think. So I built my AI support agent. It checks my inbox every hour, reads each email, and decides if it's support, sales, or urgent. If it's a simple one, it writes the reply instantly. But for the complex stuff, it connects to Pinecone, searches my knowledge base, and uses Open Router chat to write a proper answer in my tone. The first few runs were a mess. Wrong replies, missing context, total chaos. Then I realized my data wasn't chunked right, so I added a token splitter and rewrote the prompt to explain how to use that info. That tiny change flipped everything. Now it sorts, prioritizes, and drafts my emails automatically. I just hit send. Lesson here, smart AI isn't just about the models, it's about how well you prep your data. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far and you're starting to see how powerful n8n can be, make sure to hit subscribe. Every week I break down a new workflow, real builds, real problems, and the fixes that actually work. So if you want to get ahead and skip the trial and error phase and start building faster, subscribe now and follow along. By week 3, I was finally starting to feel confident. Things were clicking. I wasn't just fixing broken nodes anymore, I was actually building stuff that worked. So I set myself a challenge. Could I make a workflow that writes and posts blog articles for me? Well, here it is. This one starts with an RSS feed trigger and spots when a new article has been written. It grabs the title, thumbnail, and content, then sends everything to Open Router to turn it into a blog article. The AI breaks it into chapters, adds headings, and rewrites it in my tone. Next, it creates a featured image using Hugging Face, edits it automatically, blurs, crops, text, and overlays it, and then uploads it straight into WordPress with the article. The first few runs were messy. Sometimes the images didn't load, formatting was broken, I'd get 401 errors from the API. But each time I fixed something and I learned a little bit more about how n8n actually thinks, I finally understood how to debug properly, checking logs, watching data, and catching small mistakes before they crash the workflow. Lesson: every failed run teaches you something. Keep fixing and confidence will follow. By week 4, I wanted a real challenge, something that felt like a real business workflow. So I built a HR application automation that runs the entire hiring process on its own. So when a candidate submits a form, n8n uploads their CV to my Google Drive, extracts their details with an AI agent, and adds them to a Google Sheet. From there, everything's hands-free. Updating a candidate's status like schedule a call or interview will automatically send the right email and logs the date. The first few runs broke up bad PDFs and missing attachments, but once I fixed the logic, it ran perfectly. This was the moment I realized n8n could replace manual admin completely. So the lesson here, when your workflows handle real business data, automation becomes more than a tool. By the end of the month, I really wanted to test myself, not just with another automation, but with something that could really power real AI. So I decided to build a RAG data pipeline in Supabase to feed my customer service agent. The idea sounds simple. Pull documents from Google Drive, turn them into embeddings with OpenAI, and store them in Supabase so that the AI could search through them. But building it was tough. I kept running into sync issues, duplicate data, and broken loops. Some files wouldn't embed properly, and updates kept overriding old entries. I had to build health checks, add retries, and even create separate create, update, and archive pipelines just to keep everything stable. It took way longer than expected, but when it finally worked, my support agent could instantly answer questions using live company data. 30 days, 6 workflows, and dozens of failures. But every single one taught me something real. I started this journey thinking automation meant set it and forget it. But now I know it means build, test, fail, and learn. From scraping leads and enriching them with Apollo, to building Supabase support bots, to watching AI write and publish content for me. I didn't just learn n8n, I learned how to think like a system. Automation isn't about getting everything perfect. It's about getting your hands dirty, testing, debugging, and improving it until it feels effortless. So if you're in your first month of building, don't quit when things break. That's the moment you're learning the most. So if this video helped you, hit subscribe. And if you want to skip the trial and error phase and start building faster, grab all 6 of these JSON templates inside my automation vault. Links in the description below. Because if I can break my way to progress, you can too.